I'm like, I just did the other eye and I have no idea what I did. You guys have been asking me for more Disney Princess series, and honestly, I don't know why I haven't done one. Here it is. This is the Ariel tutorial from The Little Mermaid. I loved The Little Mermaid as a little girl. That was my first like Disney princess that I fell in love with, and I remember the day that my mom bought it for me. We were at Target and she told me if I was good, I would actually, like, I could buy it. I remember when I was really little and the part where like the sea witch gets all big and like her skeleton shows, it scared the crap out of me. The Little Mermaid Barbie, and I hated her because her feet were wrong and she couldn't wear my Barbie shoes, and I hope that you guys enjoy this tutorial, and if you'd like to, you know, see pictures of this, and if you miss any of the products I used or anything, I will have a link in the down bar to my blog where I will have all those things listed for you. And what's with the voice? I don't know. Alright, so to start this out, I filled in my eyebrows. I'm not going to show like a whole like demo of me doing them because I have an older brow tutorial and I filled them in essentially the same way. The only thing I did different is I first put on the Splash Ceiling eyeshadow base for like glitter and stuff like that. I put that on to make my eyebrows a little bit sticky, to make the red stick a bit better because I don't want any fallout from the red eyeshadow all over my face. So now to do my underbrow, I'm going to use concealer. This is MAC's Select Cover Up. Just get a little blurby of that on the back of your hand. Take a small little rounded filbert cut brush. I'm just going to paint essentially my clean crisp line. If you have hairs that need to be plucked and stuff, this really, you know, will help you. And then I drag some of the color onto the lid, but not all of it. Then I take another fluffy brush and I just blend that out. And I keep that line really nice and crisp right against the hairs of my brow. I'm going to grab a bit of Blanc type eyeshadow and the same fluffy brush that we used to blend it out and just pat it over the concealer and then sweep. Alright, now I'm going to use this Inglot Duo or Trio. This is the Rainbow Eyeshadow in 107R. I'm going to use this outer shade here, a little bit of that on the brush, tap off the extra. And I'm going to just put this right in my socket line. This is just going to be a little bit of a transition between the, you know, the eyebrow area and the bold colors. That way that's not such a stark like cutting off point. Alright, now for the eyelid shades, I'm going to take this Mulan Shadow Eyes in Green Safari and place that all along the lash line and like all through the lid up until that socket line. And then what I like to do is just take my finger and just blend out the outer edge so that it's not as like, again, not a stark coming off point. I figure she's a mermaid, so, you know, her makeup's blended. I don't know. So now for the lid shades, I'm going to use the e.l.f. Eye Transformer palette. I'm going to use this green pastel shade and a big fluffy brush like this from Sonia Kashuk. And place that first in the center of the lid and really just pat it in and do that kind of thing. Isn't that such a pretty sea green? Ugh, I love it. I love how I say ugh, like I'm like, ugh. I love it. Don't be a derp like me and make mirror faces. Like, good job, Cora. Alright, so now we're going to use this Inglot Trio, the Rainbow Shadow in 109R. Both the darker and the lighter colors. We'll use the same brush and we'll just kind of wiggle it in between the two. And then pat that on the inner part of the lid. It's going to be slightly darker in color than the center, but also it won't have that same shimmer. So it will recede itself and make the center part of your eye pop without having to do like a darker color like what we did with the Cinderella tutorial. So this will be less of a contrast, which is exactly what we want. Again, watery, we're trying to kind of keep it all flowy. I always say like we're doing it, like I'm doing it together, like Bob Ross or something. So I'm going to take a little brush like this, like is called the Angled Shading Brush from Sigma. It's a shading brush that comes to like a tip, or it's sort of slanted. So it's nice because you can kind of like use the point, you can use the side, you know, it's like multifunctional. I'm going to use this new shadow from Milani called Olympian Blue. Place that right here at the outer corner. We're going to be putting purple down here at the bottom, and this way the darker blue will actually transition better in with the purple than the green would. And then take that into the socket line a little bit. And so you can even use like the tip of it to blend. It's a pretty cool brush. Alright, and now I just want to add some shimmer to the outer part. So we have like matte, high frost, and then we'll have a little more shimmer here at the outer edge thing. I'm going to use Blue Had Me at Hello. Really like one of the most beautiful colors that you can get at the drugstore. And even if you didn't like any of the colors in the rest of this palette, it's worth it for that color. So get that on the brush and then just blend that over the other blue to make it shimmery. And you'll notice I have a nice fade here because I have that tan color underneath the blue. Definitely one of my favorite makeup tricks. So for eyeliner today, I'm going to use something that I actually I'm not that in love with, just to kind of show you guys that, you know, you guys can totally use stuff that you don't think is that great, or maybe it's just like, you know, you feel like you can't afford certain things that you see people use in videos. Well, use what you have and you can make it work. So this is a big like jumbo marker thing. Max sold something like this. This one's from Barry M. It's not a terrible eyeliner, but it's just really thick, so it makes it a little bit cumbersome and just a little bit more difficult to use than like a thinner pencil or marker style liner, whatever. So this is like the, you know, the marker kind. Alright, so I've placed my elbow on my table, so sorry, but that way I can steady myself. So I mean, really will make any eyeliner job easier if you can steady your arm. And then I'm just drawing, and I'm being just as delicate as I can be with this thicker marker. I'm never going to get that, you know, razor sharp pin line that you can get with the other types of marker liners. But you still, if you're very careful and you go at it slowly and you don't just go in and go, rawr, you can end up with a pretty decently thin line. And focus less on what it looks like when you're looking down and more on what it looks like when your eyes are open. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this flat liner brush. I showed this technique in a few videos back. I think it was my Joan video or something like that. Just get it on that flat brush and then push that into the lash line, which you might not be able to reach with the thicker marker. So for the bottom edge here, I'm going to do a purple eyeliner. This is one from Physicians Formula called Custom Eyes Shimmer Strips. Paint your whole lash line, or, you know, whatever verb you prefer. I'm making it a little bit heavier on this outer part, and then just drawing it up. Then I'm going to take this inner corner shader from Sigma, and I'm just going to blend this outer edge out so that it doesn't, like, before it starts to stick, but having that come out kind of cleaned up that edge there and give it a little bit more of like a clean line. I'm going to use another of the new Milani shadows. I used this in my Pin Art Bowl Spark tutorial the other day. This is Purple Shock. Get that on the same brush that I just used to blend out that outer edge, and paint that over the liner. Continue to draw that up a bit and let it fade out. Alright, so I went ahead and applied like my foundation and stuff off camera just because it's a bit extensive, and I decided to do like super full coverage today. For our eyelashes today, I don't want to do any like really heavy mascara because the paper lashes I really want to stand out. So I'm just going to use this little mascara fan brush that I showed the other day in my Peggy Olsen videos. It just gives you a really natural look to your lashes and just darkens them without adding any bulk, so it's great for those like no makeup kind of looks. Alright guys, so applying these paper eyelashes is a bit difficult. I'll have a better picture of these before they were cut up. To apply them, I wouldn't recommend putting the glue on the paper because it starts to make it really soft. So I'm going to just paint my lash glue on my lash line. I actually have a video on how to apply false lashes where I show this method if you want more information about it. And then I just press the little fold in the paper up against that lash line. And then I'm going to take a little bit of the glue and paint it over, and that way it's almost like decoupage or something. And then if they lose their curl, because it's paper, you can just place your brush behind it and press it to curl it. Alright, for the inner corner, I'm going to use Lumi from Sugar Pill. Add some shimmer. And then I'm also going to use Lumi on my cheeks. So grab a little bit of that from the cap. Apply it like on the highlight area and then also blend it down to where your blush would be. For blush today, I'm going to use My Tai by Mulan. And then for a little glitter shimmer, I'm going to take this Urban Decay Heavy Metal Glitter Liner. I don't even know if they sell these anymore. This color is called Distortion. There's no like rhyme or reason, I'm just sticking it on. And then I'll come through with my finger and pounce it out so that it's not just globs of glitter. I'm just going to use whatever's left of Lumi and put that on my chin and my nose. Get on the forehead. For lips, I'm going to use a red lip gloss. This is Milani's Hot Flash or Hot Flash, and the shade is Hot Flash, actually. Alright, there you go, whatever. So I'm going to put some of that on. I'm just adding a final touch. I'm putting some glitter like under the purple line. So there you have it. That is my Ariel, Little Mermaid, Under the Sea, whatever you want to call it, tutorial. I hope that you enjoyed this, and definitely check out my other Disney princess videos if you haven't already seen them. I will have links to them in the down bar, as well as a list of, like a full list of all the ones I'm going to include in this series, the ones I've done, the ones that I haven't done yet, and all that good stuff. So yeah, have a fantastic day, and I will see you guys in my next video. Remember to just be yourself. See you, bye.